Did legal analysis impact the International Court of Justice's provisional measures for Gaza? Recent developments in Gaza have captured global attention, raising questions about the role of legal analysis in shaping international responses. The humanitarian crisis there has escalated, prompting urgent discussions about the Geneva Conventions and the protection of civilians during armed conflicts. People are searching for clarity on how legal frameworks influence real-world situations, especially in conflict zones like Gaza. In March 2024, the International Court of Justice issued a significant interim ruling. The court stated that Palestinians in Gaza were not just at risk of famine but were actually experiencing it. This ruling highlights serious violations of international humanitarian law, particularly regarding access to essential resources like food and water. The court's statements stress the importance of protecting civilians and ensuring humanitarian aid reaches those in need. However, the impact of legal analysis on the court's provisional measures is complicated by political realities. Despite the court's rulings, the situation on the ground remains dire. Ongoing military actions and restrictions on humanitarian aid continue to hinder relief efforts. The blockade of Gaza and reports of looting aid convoys complicate the delivery of essential supplies. Some observers point to both Israeli restrictions and criminal activities within Gaza as contributing factors to these challenges. International humanitarian law, including the Geneva Conventions, mandates the protection of civilians and the provision of humanitarian assistance in conflict zones. Yet, implementing these principles in Gaza faces significant obstacles due to political and military factors. The International Court of Justice's legal analysis and rulings serve as a foundation for international pressure to uphold these laws. However, the effectiveness of these measures relies heavily on the political will of the involved parties and the international community's ability to enforce compliance. In summary, while legal analysis plays a role in shaping the International Court of Justice's decisions, the actual impact on the ground is influenced by a mix of legal, political, and military factors. The ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza highlights the urgent need for effective enforcement of international humanitarian law to protect civilians and ensure the delivery of essential aid.